everyone, and nice to meet you. My name is Aiden Teaches Math, and today we're going to learn about rules for evaluating derivatives. And this is only for the part 1 for the rules of evaluating derivatives. So, we're going to learn about powers and product rules of derivatives in the first place. And a derivative represents the instantaneous rate of change of a function which you learned last time. And you may have previously learned the difference quotient, which can generate the derivative of a function. Here's an image of the difference quotient formula for reference. Limit h goes to 0 and h under f x plus h minus fx. It can be super tedious to use this formula every single time, which is why there exist several rules that you can use. Based on the format of your function, this presentation will be going over the power rule and the product rule. The quotient and chain rules will be for part 2. Power rule is that the power rule of derivatives states that if you have a function being raised to a power, you move the exponent to the front and multiply by the existing coefficient, and you may subtract the exponent by 1. So what we learned is that axm squared prime is m a x m minus 1 squared. But we only use prime, and what I have to show you is that we can also use dx d. I think that it was this Newton's idea, or maybe it was Leibniz. Sorry, it was Newton or Leibniz, but I'm not sure. But still, we also use prime and dx under d. So the easy way to remember is that prime, probably you know this prime drink, made by KSI and Logan Paul. It is delicious. Because I'm South Korean and in South Korea we don't sell prime, but when I went to America I ate raspberry prime and it wasn't bad. And how to do dx under d. Remember this. So x under 1 is very easy to remember. It just draws a graph like this. So remember d. So just remember d. CD. C looks like this, and tilted and comes this, which is x under 1. And since we have d, we multiply the d under d, then it becomes dx d. But I believe you have a memory that is better than what I think of. So, I don't have to tell you about dx under d. Maybe you should remember prime. So, as it is shown in this here, dx under d of x m squared is mx m minus 1 squared. Okay, let's go to the next slide and learn about the second power rule. As you can see, to get the derivative, the exponent m is moved to the front, and then the actual exponent of the function gets reduced by 1. Let's show a quick example. If we have 2x squared, and we need to find the derivative, the exponent is 2, so we move it to the front. It becomes 4x squared. But if you minus 1, subtract, reduce the 1 from 2, then it becomes 4x. So what we're going to remember and need is that we need to utilize the difference quotient formula to check our answers. Please, the most important thing of your test is checking. But most of the students, Korea and America and everyone do not check. Let's just say we have 1 plus 1 in your formula needed, and sometimes we write it as 3, and when you check it, you don't even see the problem in 1 plus 1 equals 3. I just need to say, you just need to be fastidious. Please be fastidious, okay? I don't need anything for you. I just want you to be fastidious, and please check these things that were wrong, or just check if you did the right thing. For example, when you have 3x cubed, and if you do 9x squared. This is right? But sometimes we just think subtract. Oh, it comes out 2, and let's put the 2 in front, and 6x squared. You should reduce these problems in your mathematics tests or exams or problems, okay? So we're going to learn about the product rule now, and the product rule of derivatives is slightly more complicated. So if you have two functions which are represented at fx and gx times gx, then if we dx under d or just prime it, then it becomes fx g prime x plus gx f prime x. And if you think about it, we can do it for all day long. So this is about two main functions, and if we have three functions, we can do the same thing. Let me show you about three functions. Yeah, let me do about three functions. Three functions. Let's say fx, gx, and hx all time. And we need to do dx under d. How are we gonna do it? It's easy. So what we see, let's just two functions. Then if we have fx, gx, we did the prime on this way and erase it and prime on this way, right? So we're gonna do prime here plus prime here plus prime here. So fx, 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 gx, 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 hx, hx, hx. By the grid, 3 times 3 grid. And prime on each way. Here, here, here. And multiply it. And plus all this. Then it becomes the three function. And the full function is the same. We have, let's just say A, B, C, D. I don't like writing this. A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime, and all together times plus. Okay? So let's do an example. If you have 2x plus 5 times 3x squared, let's use the product rule to find the derivative. And fx is 2x plus 5 and gx is 3x squared. For those one, it doesn't matter which one is fx and which one is gx. Obviously, for fx, we can take the derivative of each term separately. The derivative of anything to the power of 1 is just its coefficient. And the derivative of a constant is 0, so f prime x is 2. And for gx, we can use the power rule to find the derivative. The exponent value is 2, so we move this to the front, and we also subtract the exponent by 1. So we get 3 times 2x squared by 2 minus 1, which is 6x, so g prime x is 6x. So the derivative of the product is fx g prime x plus gx f prime x, so which is 2x plus 5, 6x plus 3x squared times 2. So if we just calculate it, it is 2x plus 5, 6x, so this is 12x squared plus 30x. And 3x squared times 2 is plus 6x squared, so this is 18x squared plus 30x. The quotient rule and the chain rule will be covered in part 2, okay? So thanks for watching. My YouTube is www.youtube.com/@AidenTeachesMath, and my logo is this. And if you want to see me in other places, I have history like here. I have history and the Naver blog. My Naver blog is Dumb Math Guy and Aiden Teaches Math. Both work separately. So please follow at Dumb Math Guy or Aiden Teaches Math.